let me make one thing clear. The Mark II and the Mark III, completely different. Now then YouTube, welcome to another video. A special video, a special one of two videos involving MR2s, and MR2s built to a certain spec by people who know they've been doing this a long time, right? Today, I'm going to be driving two of Rogue Motorsport's MR2s. This is a Mark II MR2. This is the very Mark II that you'll have seen me battling against in some of my videos racing this year. This is the one. So this is the first of two videos in the Mark II. Doing the Mark III afterwards, so look forward to that. But yeah, I'm about to go for a drive in this Mark II, and from what I'm told, it's going to be very different to the Mark III. But how can it be so different to the Mark III? I mean, this is a bit heavier, doesn't have an LSD, but like they're both Toyota MR2s, right? How different can it be? Surely the Toyota DNA is going to be the same underneath, right? So we're at the Silverstone International Circuit today, which is the one I've raced at a couple of times now, so I know the circuit reasonably well. I've got a lot more room. I know the Mark III wheelbase is pretty good, but you know, this is a standard setup really, and it feels roomy. I like how the centre console is raised up slightly. I've always preferred the looks of the Mark II. I've driven one before, it was a turbo one. Never driven a naturally aspirated one, obviously never driven a race car one either. So yeah, I've been looking forward to this for a while. Big thanks to Rogue Motorsport for asking me down. This is one of their Arrive and Drive cars. So say if you want to enter the MR2 Championship, or you want to do a round to try it out, you don't have your own car, you don't have a big sweaty barn like I've got, you can just rent a car from Rogue, and this is one of their rental cars. So all this year when you've seen it racing against me, someone has been renting that car. It was Cam. So yeah, let's not waste any more time. Looking forward to this. Let's get out and drive. Similar format of a GoPro here, and we'll talk about the car and see how we think it is. Well, there we go, then my first drive of a Mark II on track. rather enjoyed that. I don't know why, because there was a lot of stuff happening that I don't like the inside wheels spinning and suddenly propelling me forward with the momentum and the inertia of the inside tyre. A lot of understeer, but I quite enjoyed it. Now, we had a red flag obviously on the session, it got cut short, and Patrick said he might let me have another go later if there's time. I think I'd like to spend a little bit more time getting to know this car, but my initial impressions are good. It feels like it's got a lot more power. I know it hasn't. I think they're meant to be, if we're talking like book figures, like what from the factory, it'd be 138 for the Roadster, and I think this is 170-ish, right? So, quick maths, 32, right? So it's quite a lot more peak power really, isn't it, when you think about it? But we've got a lot more weight, but we've also got 2 litre, so we've got that increase in torque as well. No replacement for displacement. So yeah, it felt like it had quite a lot more pace. And it was, I tell you what, just let me make one thing clear before we get too much waffle involved. Make one thing absolutely clear. This and that, the Mark II and the Mark III, completely different. I dare say this one, with the open diff and the no ABS and everything, is the easier one to drive. It just feels like it flows so much better. It just feels like it's telling me what it's doing, if that makes sense. Like I'm turning into corners and stuff, and it might be understeering or it might be wanting to oversteer, but I know about it. Whereas in the Mark III, I'm like, fuck. Now I am driving that Mark III today as well, so maybe I'll have the same experience there, where I'll just be feeling like both of these cars built by Rogue. Like I said, these are Arrive and Drive cars. Anyone can just rent these, as long as you've got your racing license and all that. Anyone can just rent these to race in, and they build them to a spec to not disappoint customers, right? So, you know, these are probably the best a Mark II or a Mark III can get in the MR2 Championship, and it definitely feels like that. It feels good. I'm pretty blown away by just how different it is to the Mark III. It's almost like one's a Toyota and one's something else. The Mark III, the most confusing thing to me is the Mark III is apparently the easier one to drive, if you believe some people, when they made them soft. These are the snap oversteer ones that kill everyone, right, or put everyone into hedges. But I think this was easier to drive. It just, you know, I don't know how fast I was going. We can't time today or anything. It's track day rules, but it just felt easy to drive. And the brakes, right? The brakes, no ABS, amazing. Like the feel from the pedal compared to the madness that you get when you stamp on the brakes and the Roadster. Standing on the brakes in this just felt nice. The car just started slowing down in like a real smooth manner, where, you know, my Roadster, obviously we don't know what this one's going to be like yet. This might be the same, but the brakes on this thing, certainly compared to mine, wow, just felt really good. Sorry I'm not being so articulate, but I just can't get away from how different the Mark II and the Mark III is. It's honestly astonishing. It's easy to say after just doing one little 10-minute session after I've driven hours and hours and hours in a Mark III, but the Mark II has got a certain charm about the way it drives, you know. But the way this drives compared to the Roadster, I feel like you could make a lot more mistakes in this and still be quick, whereas when you make mistakes in the Mark III, it punishes you for it and it doesn't feel like it's got the grunt to get back up. Now, I don't have any data to back that up. That's just Ars Dyno thoughts, you know. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed the Mark II drive. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I'm comparing this Mark II against my Mark III, where my Mark III is obviously a bit of a handful, whereas this was just a fucking real pleasure to drive. No snap oversteer, any nonsense like that. It felt so stable compared to my Mark III. Right, it's happening. The man says I can drive the Mark II again. So we're good. Oh yeah, it's happening. Oh, we've got no focus. But yeah, if you want to stay along for a bit extra, a bit more thoughts on the Mark II. Let's go out for another session. Right, I've driven it twice now. I've driven this car twice. First time I was pretty blown away by how different it is to the Mk2 MR2. Second time I'm blown away by how different it is to the Mk2 MR2. It's a completely different car, and I feel more at home in the MR2 than I have ever done, and it's a bit of a strange one, that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's the understeer, it's the staggered tyres, it's the better brakes. I mean, maybe not absolute stopping power, but pedal feel, and the car just seems to brake better. It's a lot more stable on the brakes. We've got dampers instead of coilovers. We've got a 2-litre engine over a 1.8. We've got a bit more power, a bit more torque. It's quite a lot different, but the base is the same. So why does it drive so different? I don't get it. Well, for all the points that we've said, we've got springs and dampers. We've got the open diff. We've got the staggered tyres, the properly staggered tyres. 195 front, 225 rear. That is a golden stagger, right? The Mk3s, we have to run 195 front, 205 rear. We have to, because of that's all you can get in 15s pretty much. You can't get that stagger jagger that you want, right? Why is it so much more confidence inspiring? I don't know. This first corner, T1, did you see how confident? I don't know how it looked on camera, right? But I felt really at home. Obviously I could have done with a bit more time to get used to it, to try and go faster maybe, but we were having a good time. I tried to say thank you to that Jag driver, and he nearly blew past me on the straight because this bloody switch got stuck, didn't it? But yeah, thanks to Rogue for letting me take it out again. My mind is bent. Like, that's the experience. I thought that'd be a good experience, this. Drive a Mk2, you know, the car that I've been racing against all season. We'll have a go, we'll see how it is. And the difference is pretty astonishing. I can't quite believe just how different the car is. So hopefully it's been a good video anyway. I've got a lot of thinking to do now. What will I do? What will I do? What will I do? And this has got pop-up headlights. So there's that. Alright, thanks for watching again. I know it's been a bit longer than normal. I got 2 sessions in the car and I really enjoyed it. Once bitten, forever smitten. Yeah, so anyway, thanks again. I've proper got a mind bender on now. I can't believe just how different these cars are.